Skibidi toilet. Rise of the Skibidi Overlord. The crater smoldered under a sky bruised with green and grey. Its edges slick with the remnants of toxic sludge. The colossal Skibidi head was gone, reduced to a shattered fragment of its glowing red eye. But its final message lingered like a curse. The holographic image of the Skibidi Overlord, with its crown of writhing pipes and eyes like twin supernovas, had burned itself into the Resistance's collective memory. The air was thick with dread, broken only by the faint, distorted hum of a Skibidi anthem drifting from the wreckage. Drillman stood at the crater's edge, his drill arm still sparking from the battle. His lens flickered, scanning the glowing eye fragment that pulsed faintly in the sludge. Blade Woman, her plasma blades retracted but ready, stood beside him, her sleek camera head frame tense. Titan cameraman and Titan speakerman loomed behind, their scarred armor glinting in the dim light. Titan TV man's screen flickered with static, then flashed a single, ominous word: danger. Before anyone could move, the eye fragment flared, and the ground trembled. A deafening, Skibidi rise echoed as a massive fissure split the crater. From the depths emerged a Skibidi citadel, a towering, mobile fortress shaped like an enormous toilet with spiked porcelain walls and glowing pipe turrets. At its peak sat the Skibidi Overlord itself, its crown pulsing with green energy, its bowl a cavernous maw that spewed black smoke. Its eyes locked onto the Resistance, and a distorted chuckle rumbled through the city. Scatter, Drillman's lens signaled. But the Citadel's turrets whirred to life, firing volleys of pipe missiles. Writhing, metallic pipes that screamed through the air like living serpents. Titan cameraman Dove, his rocket launchers blasting to intercept the missiles. But one struck Titan speakerman, sending him crashing through a rusted silo. Blade Woman spun into action, her plasma blades slicing through a missile mid-flight. But the explosion knocked her back, her lens flickering. From the Citadel's bowl poured a new enemy. Skibidi Sentinels, hulking toilets with armored exoskeletons and chain gun arms that spat porcelain shrapnel. They rolled forward, chanting a guttural, "Bop bop yes yes." Drillman charged, his drill arm roaring as he bored through a sentinel's armor, shattering it into shards. But the sheer number was overwhelming, and the Overlord's laughter grew louder, shaking the ground. Deep in the Resistance's underground bunker, the war room buzzed with frantic activity. TV-headed scientist's screen flashed equations and warnings, her calculations grim. Citadel powered by dimensional core. Must destroy or Skibidi Empire conquers all. Large speakerman paced, his subwoofers humming with agitation. A new figure entered. Torchman, a camera head with a flamethrower arm that glowed red hot. His lens burned with reckless confidence. "Burn the Citadel to ash," he signaled, flames licking from his arm. The engineers unveiled a desperate plan. The Pulse Disruptor, a cobbled-together device resembling a giant tuning fork wired with glowing circuits. It could destabilize the Citadel's dimensional core, but delivering it would mean breaching the fortress's defenses. Torchman volunteered, his flamethrower arm roaring. Drillman and Blade Woman exchanged a glance, their lenses signaling grim determination. The Resistance had no choice but to strike now. The city was a battlefield of fire and porcelain. The Skibidi Citadel rolled through the ruins, crushing buildings under its massive treads. Its pipe turrets unleashed a barrage, forcing the Titans to take cover behind a collapsed skyscraper. Titan TV man projected a hypnotic pattern, disorienting a wave of Skibidi sentinels. while Titan speakerman, battered but standing, blasted a sonic wave that shattered their armor. Titan cameraman's rockets lit the sky, but the Citadel's spiked walls deflected the blasts with ease. Torchman led the charge, his flamethrower arm spewing a torrent of fire that melted sentinels into slag. Bladewoman flanked him, her plasma blades carving through enemies like a whirlwind of light. Drillman carried the pulse disruptor, its weight slowing him but not his resolve. The Overlord's eyes glowed, and it unleashed a shockwave of green energy, knocking Torchman into a pile of rubble. Weaklings! Its distorted voice boomed. The Skibidi Empire is eternal. Quote, Drillman dodged a pipe missile, sliding under a sentinel's chain gunfire. Bladewoman cleared a path, her blades a blur, but a sentinel tackled her, pinning her to the ground. Torchman roared back to his feet, incinerating the sentinel and freeing her. But the Citadel was closing in. Its bowl opened, revealing a glowing dimensional core, a swirling vortex of green and black that pulsed with infinite malice. Now or never, Drillman's lens signaled. He sprinted toward the Citadel, the pulse disruptor humming in his grip. The Overlord's eyes narrowed, and a massive pipe arm swung down, aiming to crush him. Titan cameraman fired a rocket, deflecting the blow, while Titan TV man's screen flashed a blinding pattern, momentarily stunning the Overlord. Drillman leaped, sliding into the Citadel's bowl, and slammed the pulse disruptor into the core. The effect was instantaneous. The core flickered, then erupted in a cascade of sparks. The Citadel shuddered, its turrets misfiring as the Overlord screamed, Skibidinoo. The dimensional core imploded, sucking the sentinels and pipe missiles into a collapsing vortex. The Citadel began to crack, its porcelain walls splintering as it sank into the ground. Drillman dove out of the bowl just as it sealed shut, the fortress vanishing in a blinding flash. The resistance stood panting in the silence, the city a wasteland around them. Torchman's flamethrower flickered out, and Bladewoman's blades retracted. Titan speakerman's subwoofers hummed softly, a rare sign of relief. But as the dust settled, a faint green glow pulsed from the crater's center. A tiny, cracked pipe fragment, the last remnant of the Overlord's crown, lay in the dirt, whispering a faint, Skibidi returns. Quote, Epilogue. A glimmer of absurdity. In the quiet ruins, a lone mini sentinel toilet, its chain gun arm bent and sparking, wobbled through the debris. It tried to chant the Skibidi anthem but managed only a garbled bop. ZZT. Yes. It tripped over a melted pipe, rolled into a puddle of sludge, and exploded in a tiny, pathetic puff of porcelain dust. The city held its breath, waiting for the next battle.